Hello everyone, back again. I hope you enjoyed the videos that I put on to YouTube. I hope they've helped you understand, because as we know, change is very difficult. It's not hard, as I said before, it's a word I don't use. It's difficult because we're going against the grain, we're going against our old ways of thinking and behaving. And that gave me a wee topic today after speaking with someone this morning. It's that acceptance. How do we get to that part of life where we know through acceptance the pain goes away? Once we learn to accept things, like the serenity prayer that I spoke about, accepting the things we can't change. We can't change other people, places, things or situations, and we have to. For peace of mind, we have to come to that acceptance. And I was talking to a friend today who's come out of a relationship, and he's finding it very, very difficult to accept because he fell in love, like myself, a long time ago, and it's difficult to accept when it's over because of the picture that we created in our mind. And it helped me think about that today, how difficult I found acceptance. So I'm not on here saying accepting things is easy, especially when you're brought into this world and we haven't learned acceptance yet. There's so many different things in life and things that could happen to us that we have to. Everything in life comes back to acceptance. Everything in life, no matter what it is, a job, a loved one, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a relationship, things go wrong, spilling things in a house, breaking things, everything comes back to acceptance. And there's some things in life that we can accept right away, like spilling your tea on the carpet. You can accept that and go and get a cloth and wipe it up. There's other things in life we struggle with acceptance, and acceptance is difficult. It's trying to accept that you've been with someone for a long time and that person has decided, for whatever reason it may be, that they no longer want to be with us for their choice, and we find that difficult to accept because of the picture that we've created in our mind, and we didn't expect that to happen. Because we never know what's round the corner, my friends. You never know what's round the corner. One day everything's rosy in the garden, and the next day the roses are dwindling away and wilting away, and life just becomes so dull at times. We don't know how to accept that it's over. We lost a loved one, someone you were really, really close to, especially when you're younger. Even when you're older, it's difficult to accept. But, learning to accept takes that wee bit of courage that we lack in at times, to accept. When I lost my gran and my sister and my dad in my first year, for coming off of alcohol and drugs, I had a spiritual awakening. I had a choice then what to do with my life. It was like, I can accept this, or I can fight against it and go against it. With the grace of my God, I learned to accept it. But there's other things in my life that I wouldn't accept. And people were speaking about me wrongly, talking behind my back, and going behind my back, and looking at the things that I'd done for them in the past, where I was casting up things that I'd done for them. And if people are saying, "Oh, just accept it," I found that very difficult to accept after what I had done for them, and I hadn't done anything wrong. And I found that difficult to accept. I just so wanted to go up and say and humiliate people who had done this to me, and badmouth them, and maybe even lift my hands at times. That was a long time ago, by the grace of God. I know how difficult it is to accept, but to come to that stage of acceptance for me was freedom, total freedom, when I can accept right on the spot that I've made a mistake. And these people, I learned to judge and criticise and project my standards onto other people in my home and in my environment. I'm a wee bit older now, I'm long in the tooth, and the longer I'm in recovery, the more I see that people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to think what they're going to think, and they're going to say what they're going to say. And I have to learn to accept that. And in my mind just now, I'm prepared for that. That people are going to speak about me, people are going to say wrong things, they're going to lie about me, and they're going to gossip about me. And I have to learn to accept that. When I accept that, I don't hurt. It's when I fail to accept it, then I hurt, because I start to run these things over in my mind. How dare they do that after what I've done for them, casting up again all the things that I'd done. What I do today, I do because I choose to do it. I don't look for anything in return. But coming to that stage of acceptance takes a wee bit of work. That desire, as I speak about in other videos, that true desire to come, no, I have to accept this, because this is going to come to acceptance before I find freedom of the mind. But losing a loved one can take a wee bit of the grief and the loss of a really loved one, a parent, a friend, a close friend, especially when we're younger. And I said, even today, it can be very difficult, because we were really close to the people. But because of my spiritual beliefs today, that helped me. When I didn't have these spiritual beliefs, I sat and cried my eyes out and broke my heart in early recovery when I lost friends and loved ones and family. So I understand that pain, that severe pain, because we didn't expect this to happen. But there's one thing we can be sure of, my friends. When we're born, we can be sure we're going to die. That's one thing we can be sure of. And I'm okay with that now because I know this. But when you don't know these things, it hurts, because we tell ourselves the mind, and what the mind is telling us, I can't live without this person. That's what I said when my gran passed over to spirit. I've been able to see people in the spirit and feel that true connection because of meditation and prayer and asking. And because of your belief, you've opened your mind. It also helps you to accept that you know they're there and you're going to see them again. And that set me free. But I can't give you what I've got, and I only share my experiences. People who know me will say I don't share stuff I've read out of books. I've read some beautiful books, but I share my experience, because that is the best teacher for me. And I believe it's the best teacher for other people. When you're working with them, share your experience and give people that identification that there is life after death, and we do get to see our loved ones again and our friends and whoever's passed away. And when people do speak about us in a negative way, we can accept that, because we can't change it. They've already said it. We're put into a position there where we have to look at, what can I do about this? I can go and confront that person, challenge that person, hit that person, make a fool of myself, embarrass myself, or I can accept it and accept that that person doesn't have to be in my life anymore, but I don't have to have a negative thought towards them. I don't like what they've done, I don't like what they've said, but I don't have to hate that person. And that's what acceptance really helped me with. The negative thoughts I had towards other people. They're having negative thoughts to me, it's their choice. It's them it's going to hurt, because as we know, what goes around comes around, and what we give is what we get back. My talks are basically all based on love and compassion, where we learn to love ourselves and other people, no matter what they say or do. We learn not to accept in our homes and in our environments. We learn to judge and criticise. We see other people walking into a room, and the first thing we do is we judge them by their appearance, how they look, how they sound, what they're wearing, and we judge them, because we learn to judge, and forgetting that when we judge, we will also be judged. For the judged will be judged herself. And it's like, I try very, 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 very hard not to judge anybody today, even when they walk in the room, even though they've got a Mohican pink haircut and wearing the most outrageous clothes you could think of. I have a laugh at that today. But come back to the acceptance, it's difficult. But I've trained my mind now over the years to accept on the spot. When I make a mistake, I accept on the spot. Okay, I've done that. I'll learn from it. People talking about me, gossip about me, and it comes back to me. Okay, that's their choice to do that. Sticks and stones may break our bones, but names can never hurt us. And these wee old sayings are there for a reason, to help us in the present, and coming back to the present, the moment, the here and now. That's where acceptance lies, is in this moment. When we come out of that moment, we're going back into the old earthly ways of thinking, the old habits that were formed, and we get caught up in it. And it's difficult. You have to catch yourself and you have to desire to accept. Because we're going to go through our whole lives where people are going to do what they're going to do, as I mentioned, and say what they're going to say and think what they're going to think. And we have to accept that, because if we don't accept that, then we're always going to hurt. And that's the choice that I give on my videos. We always have a choice. Acceptance is freedom, total freedom of the mind, which again, when we're accepting things, the healing process becomes in our life as well, because we're becoming more aware, and your self-awareness will increase when we learn to accept, okay, I've made a mistake. People are different from me. Other people are going to make mistakes. I'm not the only one in the world that makes mistakes. Every human, mistakes are there for lessons, for us to learn from, and every mistake has got a lesson behind it, a spiritual lesson, for us to be whole, for us to be happy, for us to be cleansed and healed. And if we take the lessons, you will see acceptance is one of the massive keys for us to our heart, that will unlock that padlock that we've been chained up with in our lives. And acceptance, as I said, it's the feeling that I can finally accept I've lost a loved one, and I can accept it. People are going to do what they're going to do, and I don't need to hurt that way anymore. And I've learned to accept, even when I lost a job and I have not got any money, I accept it. I know good things will come, because I attract good things through my thoughts. Not in a material way, but in a faith, in a spiritual way, believing and trusting that the universe will take care of me if I'm doing the right things. And there's lessons to be learned in everything that I do. And when I finally accept, and I am not judging, criticising, getting angry with other people, I'm keeping that peace, that inner peace that I craved for, that every human being craves for. We all crave to love, we all crave peace. If you asked every human being, they would say, what do you like? Oh, no, I just want peace of mind. Well, acceptance is one of the keys to help us get that total peace of mind. Accepting that people are going to do wrong things, people are going to die in their lives, we are going to lose jobs, our money is going to run down, we're going to come in and out of relationships. If you look at all the changes that we've made through our life, and we have had to accept them, all the things that happened in our past, going to new schools, getting into new relationships, meeting new people, changing house, meeting new neighbours. We have to learn to accept failing your driving test time and time again. And we have to learn to accept it. And once you learn to accept it, you can laugh and smile, because that's where the freedom comes from. It's the freedom of acceptance. Accepting the things you can't change, and the courage to change the things you can, which is us. And we can change, and we can learn to accept that we've made mistakes in the world. And we can't save the world, and we can't change other people, and we can't make them do what we do, and we can't expect other people to think, act and behave as we do. And that helps also with acceptance, when you understand that we are completely different from other people, and you will let that love in, and you will let the light in, and you will let the healing come in. And and that is all through accepting, training yourself to accept on the spot. I tipped a candle over the other day, and it's marked my whole carpet, and I laughed at it. When years ago I'd ripped the rest of the hair out that I had, I laughed at it. And then 2 days after that I'd done the same thing in another bit of my carpet, and I'm looking at it just now, and I've got a big rug there hiding it now, but I can laugh because I've trained my mind to accept it. It was a mistake. I can't do anything about it. I've had the iron out and the brown paper, I've took some of it away, bicarbonate soda I've read, I'm onto YouTube, and I can laugh at it, but I just bought a rug and covered it up with the rug. And you can see, you can accept things, you can really accept them, because it's got to come back to acceptance, or else we're going to hurt. And that's the reason for this short video. It's like no blaming anybody anymore. For what's going on in our life in the here and now, we are responsible for that. And if we're dwelling in the past and lacking the acceptance, we're going to hurt. And you know that by choice we are going to hurt. So please try and learn to accept on the spot and practice it, because the old ego can come in, and the old habits where I am no way am I accepting what he said to me or she said to me or what they have done. I am not accepting that. I'm going to take revenge. Well, go and take revenge, because I done it years ago, and it just caused more pain in my life, and regret. Because when you come onto the spiritual path, where you're working a program, where you're hurting, suffering, everything has to come to acceptance. There might be some people watching this and saying, there's no way I'm going to accept that. Well, again, that's a choice, because that's the way I used to think, and it destroyed me. And it also committed my body which I'll do another video on mind, body and spirit sometime, or the damage that happened to my body through my thinking, my own thinking, and that's why I had to change, because my body was deteriorating through the damage I was doing through my thoughts, through my mind, and my spirit was dead. I hope and pray that someone can take something from this. Acceptance is just accepting there on the spot. You can't do anything about it. You can't change it. We can't bring the dead back to life. But what we can do is open our mind and go and study spirituality and, and listen and meditate, and you will experience what I've experienced just through meditation. When you ask in your higher power, or the universe, or the God of your understanding, can you give me a wee bit of help here to experience this? And quiet your mind, and don't let the thoughts control you. You control the thoughts. We're not having any. We're not answering them back. And you will experience that, and you will see your loved ones. Again, I went to the spiritualist church to experience it, and that helped me accept. Amazingly helped me accept. I couldn't believe I got picked, and a woman spoke to me, and I only knew what I knew, and I accepted that she was special. This woman was a psychic or a medium, and then she helped me immensely. And it goes against the religion I was brought up with. But again, in 2,000 years ago, in Christianity and a way back, they called them prophets. In this day and age, they call them psychic and mediums. And not everybody is chosen for that. I believe that. I accept that. But there are special people out there who are gifted, like we've all gifted. Everybody's got their own gift. And it's recognising that. And you'll recognise that through acceptance. Through accepting you are gifted and you are special. Like we're all special, everybody's special. And we're full of confidence, and we're full of love, and we're full of light. It's just that sometimes when we fail to accept, there's nothing we can do now. That's the bit where we come to in life, where we know if we accept it, we're going to be free. The difficulty is in finally coming to that stage where I have to accept this now and let it go and move on. And when you do that, you find a release, but it helps you further on in your life. It helps you in your next relationships. It helps you when we lost other people in our life, because you've accepted and understood that there is life after death, and we understand that people are going to always do what they're going to do, and a lot of people talk and gossip because it's just a habit. It doesn't matter what they say about me, it's what I think about me, and that's what set me free, is how I see myself. So I hope and pray, my friends, that you took something from this, because acceptance is something that can be worked at, and just practice and just say, I accept that, I accept that, I accept that. But you'll see the old head will come in and try to tell you not to accept it. But you're aware of that now if you've watched the videos. It's just like accept, and have a laugh when you make a mistake, and then people are talking about you, and you're spilling things and doing silly things. Just accept it. You'll laugh and you'll see. But losing a loved one, I don't expect you to laugh at that. But you will laugh when they come to you, and you will laugh when you experience it, because it's an amazing experience knowing that you're a spiritual person and we're down here having human experiences, and you will love it. I promise you that. You will love it when you finally experience. Acceptance is one of the keys to life and the key to freedom. So I thank you again, my friends, for listening in and subscribing, and for some of the beautiful comments that's been left for the videos, because I was insane at one time, totally insane, frightened, no confidence, and through the work I've done on myself, through listening to other spiritual teachers and listening and reading books and things, they helped me immensely. But practicing acceptance and practicing change has given me what I've got today, and I hope you continue practicing, my friends, acceptance. So thank you very, very much for tuning in, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Thank you. God bless.